As any CEO, what are you seeing in terms of inflation out there in the marketplace?
Yeah, I mean, I think we see the consumer spending, and, you know, our business is a little different. It's a subscription business, but I think the difference is what are they spending it on? And I think you saw they're spending it on travel and experiences. They're spending it on wellness. I just got back from the Global Wellness Summit in Bologna, and they announced new numbers that the global wellness economy has gone from 3.7 trillion to 4.2 trillion. So you see there's spending and there's health in that. It's just what people are spending on and what are those experience and services, et cetera. On our end, the challenge is with all that spending, particularly on wellness, the world's not getting healthier. And inherently, that's what we're focused on.
And how is that distributed? Because there's growing income inequality, wealth inequality in the country. There was a time we thought about wellness in terms of spas. You know, you go to Canyon Ranch, and that's not for everybody.
Exactly. And there's still a big issue with democratization and accessibility. So if you look at the numbers around health, they're pretty staggeringly negative everywhere. But when you go to lower income and you look at underserved communities, it's that much more dramatic. So this idea of being able to be a partner to people in health, but on a more democratized basis, is really critical.
Is your business essentially a consumer discretionary business? I mean, is it a discretionary spend for consumers?
Yeah, most are, of course. And what we're trying to do is create more and more value for what people are spending. So if you look at our average subscriber who has the app, that's about $19.95 a month. You know, if you look at, you know, what that cost is, it's reasonable. But what we're trying to do is create more and more value. So moving from certainly a leader in healthy weight loss to a complete ecosystem of wellness, right? What you put in your body, how you move, your mindset. And the way we like to think about it is we're science-led, technology-enabled, and community-focused. And every day we think of how much more value can we add for what somebody is paying for. And that's really what's driving the business. And, you know, I've said it before, our biggest competitor is people thinking they can get healthy themselves. And that's not working. So we need to be a partner for people to help them lead better lives.
Yeah, and Canyon Ranch, not a fan. You have been there, David.
I was taking that.
Yeah. No. But to another point is that, do you feel like you have more or less pricing power today than you did, say, 2 years ago?
You know, I look at it a little differently. I look at it in terms of what value are we adding? Because if you look at our business, it's recruitment, retention, and how do we continue to elevate the brand. The more value that we give for what our pricing is, the more we can recruit, but more importantly, the more we can retain. And if we retain, it means people are having more success and they're getting healthier. And it's a journey, you know. It used to be people used to time box what they wanted to do in terms of health. That's not relevant anymore. Your health journey is different at different stages of your life. So if we can be there and keep giving you the tools, that creates value. And
retention is always critical in any subscription-driven business. I mean, churn, the flip of retention, is a big challenge.
It's very critical. So our retention is the highest. It's a high 9 months. But as I've said, I'd like to be talking about retention in years, not months.
Well, and if you look at growth for WW, if you look at the lowest hanging fruit, if there is low hanging fruit, is it new subscribers or keeping the subscribers you have longer?
It's both. And they're both important because we're diversifying the base of who we're attracting. And if you look at diversity, it's age, gender, race, ethnicity, geography, and life stage. Life stage, very important, is when people are open to doing new things. So if you look at young moms, dads, they want to be healthier for their kids. And you really see this desire in, you know, across the board in people saying, I want to lead a healthier life. And if you say to 1,000 people, do you want to lead a healthier life? They're all going to say yes. And if you say to them, what's the first thing you want to do? 75% of people will say lose weight. But it's not their primary motivation. Their motivation is to want to get healthy. So if we give them all the tools to be able to do that, they're going to have greater success.
So as you look out into 2019 and you're looking at your business, what is the biggest risk that you see?
So like anything else, the biggest risk is, are we ensuring that we're keeping pace with changes in technology? I mean, we're really a technology platform company today, and we're investing significantly in the tools to be able to enable that, you know, within our app platforms and everything else. And, you know, like anything else, having the talent and the capacity to be able to be agile enough to keep pace. And we're an innovation-led company, we're a science-led company, and that's what we're really focused on.
Since you took over the company, as we said, the stock price has more than doubled. Quite an accomplishment. What's the biggest driver of that? Was it the move to wellness? Because when we first had you on, after you first taken over, you emphasized wellness. Was that it, or was it something else?
You know, that's been a big part of it. It's really getting people to understand we're very holistic in terms of what our approach is, but it goes back to what you asked me about, you know, the spend, giving people more and more value. And I think the second is deepening our community assets. You know, from the time we, launched in 1963, it was around the science of food and the power of community. And that power of community today is even more important than it's ever been.